So this video is for all those who are job seekers, looking for jobs, attending interviews, tons of them, and getting rejected. And every time you get refused or rejected in a job interview, you actually feel very disappointed, and in most cases you start to blame yourself. So recently my daughter went through such an interview and she thought she did a good job, and she got back home and she told me she did wonderful, and then she was called for a second interview and that too went wonderful, and finally she didn't get the job, so she was very disappointed and very rejected. So I decided to make this video for her and others who get rejected after a good job interview. So here's a few things that you need to do after you've finished the job interview and you have been rejected, you did not get the job. So the first thing you do is you feel upset, you sulk, you feel sad. So you just get it out of your system. Get all of that negativity, all of that sadness about not getting the job, all of that anger of blaming the employer, the interviewer. Get it all out. Decide that that particular hour you're just going to, vent it all out and just do it. Get it out of your system. Once you're done with that, then the second thing you do is you start to analyze what happened at that interview. You go question after question that you were asked and how you responded, and try to observe during the interview the reaction of the interviewer. You can see it on their faces, whether they're paying attention, whether something caught their eye, whether they look interested, did they smile. Make notes of all of that, and what you do is go through all of that in your head and just pen it down on a piece of paper and say, okay, well, that question I think I got everybody's attention, or I didn't get anybody's attention. So just analyze what happened at the interview. The next thing is that if you've been rejected a number of times, if it happens over and over again, that means you're doing something wrong. And if you're doing something wrong and if it's not working, you need to get help. You need to talk to someone who can help you with your resume, your CV, someone who can help you with how to give an interview, skills specifically for that. So I do that myself. I've helped a number of people. Some of you might be watching this video right now, and you can obviously realize that the difference that happened after you took my tips and you attended job interviews and how successful those were, because there are some technical things you can do at a job interview that can actually help you land the job. So go seek help if this thing is repeating over and over again. Don't wait. The longer you wait, it just gets worse. Then the next thing that you need to do is you need to start looking at everything that you thought went wrong or was bad and start correcting it. So if there was a particular question that you thought didn't grab anybody's attention, didn't make anybody smile, make sure you work on it. You practice for it. You look at a lot of YouTube videos and try to find out what is the best way to answer that question. And you try to keep getting better and better. So with every refusal, you need to work on your mistakes. You need to work on your shortcomings. You did the sulking part in the beginning, that 1 hour of sulk, the 60 minutes of sadness and anger. Now you just keep working on yourself, because every next interview, you need to tell your mind, your body, this is the first interview. So you need to go with that kind of optimism to every next interview, even if you've been refused 50 times or 100 times. So what needs correction, address it, okay? Once you've done that, everything that you thought you did well in the interview and you gave yourself good marks, give yourself credit for it, because most people don't seem to realize that sometimes you don't get a job not because you did something wrong. It's because they have already met a candidate that was fit for purpose, and meeting you was just part of the whole exercise because you've been called for an interview, but they've already shortlisted somebody. So there was someone who came earlier in the day and they like this person and they've offered him a job, and that's why you will not get the job. Or that when it was the end of the day and the interviewers were very tired and you came at that time, or your number to give an interview came at that time, hence you didn't get the job. So sometimes you need to understand that you don't get a job not because you did something wrong. It's because that's the way it is. All right. Now there is one more thing that you can do which will really help you. The minute you, and actually this is the best tip I can give everyone who does not get a job. So what you do is, whoever communicated with you to call you for that job interview, you need to immediately send that person or if you've exchanged cards with the interviewer himself or herself, or the manager himself or herself, then you communicate with that person and you say, thank you very much for calling me today in for an interview. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. I think your company, your organization has great values and a great work culture and work ethics. I think this was a brilliant experience for me. I'm very happy with how I did today, and I'm glad that I got a chance to meet someone like you, and I'm hoping that if anything changes in this job position, and if there is any other role that you think I fit well in, I'd be more than happy to join your team, because I think this would really be a very interesting career move for myself. Thank you. The reason for you to do that is always remember that when you get rejected, you still have a chance to put an impression on the people. So don't get too sad. Send out this last parting email, which is a very, very good card to put on the table. Let the interviewer, let the recruiter think about you and say, hey, this person is actually very good. This person is extremely professional. He or she was nice enough to send me an email, even though we rejected him or her. So kind of do that. Make sure your rejection email is your last card that could actually get you that job that you missed, or another job at that company. Or most importantly, let them think about what they're missing. Let them think about how good you really are. So use some of these tips once you get rejected, and I'm sure some of this or all of this could actually help you land a job, or at least give you enough positive influence within you to change the way you think about job rejections and job refusals. Hope this helps all of you who are looking out for jobs and getting rejected. Take care, guys. Have a nice day.